What's up guys, this is the Guitar Gent coming at you with a brand new reaction video. And you know it guys, it's Monday, it's Made Mondays, or should I say it's Maiko Mondays. Guys, of course following the double reaction that we did last week, let's say the April's Fool special, a lot of you guys asked me to react to the other one, let's say the only original song that Band-MAID wrote as Band-MAIKO, so Gion-cho. Now we're going to listen to this. You guys told me again that this is the only song that they wrote with the classic, the traditional Japanese instrumentation in mind. So I'm very curious to see, you know, to which extreme they actually brought this. When we did Secret Maiko Lips, it was clearly a fusion between the classic band-made elements, the rock elements of course, and some traditional instrumentations, which was a bit more on the background except for the final section, let's call that a bridge, which was very interesting to hear. As you guys know, I absolutely love the Japanese instrumentation, the koto, the shamisen, they're just fantastic instruments, they have such a distinctive sound. Very curious to see what they did with this, and without further ado guys, Band-MAIKO, Gion-cho. Let's see. Again, right off the bat, the visuals are just stunning. Jesus Christ. Oh wow!
Oh
my god, this is gorgeous already. So interesting, guys. It almost sounds like there are some keyboards as well. I'm not sure, but there is a very feeling sound. And it reminds me of that. I don't know if it's an effect on the guitars. Psycho singing in a very low register as well. I don't know what's better guys, either the visuals or everything is stunning. Works so well. That bass. Again, the bass. The way it opens up, so nice. I have to say, guys, Secret My Lips, or Secret Maiko Lips, I should say, as I mentioned, I prefer that over Secret My Lips. The classic, let's say, band-maid songs, like the standard band-maid song. Just because there are those added elements, as I said during the reaction for that make it a bit more interesting for me, even more interesting, I should say. This one is even more of that. Again, it's clear that they took a much stronger, let's say that they embraced the traditional instrumentation a bit more. You guys told me that the traditional instrumentation is programmed as well with some samples by Kanami, which is impressive because it sounds so good. So I do a bit of research, I think, on that, because I'd like to find those samples as well, or maybe sample them directly from the song. But it's such a good sound for that, honestly. I absolutely love this. Again, both the visual and the music were just fantastic. The music, of course, that's mostly what we talk about on this channel. It kind of felt to me like a perfect mix between not only band-maid and the traditional Japanese, but it kind of felt like a mix between traditional Japanese vibes and pop punk music in many ways. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm wearing the Green Day t-shirt or whatever that is, but especially in the chorus, I got a lot of those, let's say, that energy that I usually associate with pop punk music. It's something that I hadn't had such a strong sense for Bandmaid since the first one that we have ever listened to on the channel, Warning, which you guys told me, and I saw, I mean, it was a new video. It's from their latest release. And again, I hadn't felt such a strong pop punk vibe. Again, in a very different songwriting perspective, of course, and instrumentation, because again, there is a very strong influence here with the traditional instrumentation. But I got that energy, which I love. I love that energy, and that's also why you can see that I just love pop punk music. Bands like Green Day, Blink-182 will always have let's say, I always go back to them. Eventually, it's just like there is a specific, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's the music that I was listening to the most when I was growing up. I don't know what it is, guys, but it always draws me in. So I really enjoy to hear and feel those vibes and that energy in any song with any band, to be honest. That being said, again, I do want to touch upon a bit more about the songwriting aspect of the song, which was extremely interesting because they took a very, let's say, it's a bit more of an harsher approach when it comes to the contrast between the various sections, which I really did enjoy. The bass was once again the star of the instrumentation, let's say. The song didn't have a guitar solo, which is strange for Band-Maid, but I do understand why there wasn't one in this song. It made a lot of sense, to be honest. I think that a shredding guitar solo would have been a bit out of place in a song like this. Again, I wouldn't have complained, possibly because I'm a guitar player, but from a songwriting point of view, I do understand why it's not there. And again, it almost felt like that void was filled by the bass, which as always, like Misa always does very interesting bass lines, and you know that, guys. I do love that. It's one of my favorite aspects of Band-Maid overall. And here she had even more space, again, possibly because there was no such a strong let's say that the presence of the lead guitar was a bit lower throughout the whole song. Of course, there was the guitar riff and everything. It was very noticeable, like you can definitely hear it if you listen for it, but the bass had a bit more the opportunity to shine, because if the guitar is not playing lead and it's focused more on the rhythmic section, then the bass can venture a bit off, if you know what I mean. Like, you can take a bit of the responsibilities of the bass off when it comes to supporting the rhythmic section, and give it a bit more space if the guitar is filling that role within the song. So it was very interesting to see. Honestly, did enjoy that a lot. I do want to touch on the vocal performances as well. I think that this was one of the best examples of Saiki and Miku's voices working together. It was fantastic right off the bat, and I'm very impressed with Saiki's vocal performance. It was a bit different than what I'm used to hearing from her, especially again as I mentioned, she was singing on a very lower register, a bit lower than I'm used to, let's say, during the verse, and then going on both a bit more familiar register during the verse. Sorry, during the chorus. It was very interesting, especially also at the end, like when everything dropped for that very last section, all the instrumentation dropped, and you could hear it. You could hear her repeat those final lyrics. It was very, very attention grabbing, as it always is when you drop all the instrumentation and you let the voice be the main instrument, the only instrument for a while. I think that's one of the most powerful things that you can do when it comes to songwriting to catch the listener's attention, because it just puts a lot of emphasis on the lyrics as well. So I will go and check the lyrics, because I'd assume that the whole feel of the song was a bit more ballady, let's say, in many sections. So I guess again it's a bit like I did also one for Ginger a couple of days ago that you will see later on this week, but that was another song that gave me Teacher Teacher. It gave me the feeling that the lyrics were important, and I got the feeling for this one as well. Just again because of the way that the song is mixed without understanding the lyrics, of course, because unfortunately I'm not a Japanese speaker. But the choices that they made in production made me think that this is a song for which I should be reading the lyrics as well, if that makes sense. So guys, I'm very happy, very pleased with this, to be honest. Was stunning both on a musical point of view and on a visual. The visuals are just something else. Some of you guys told me that the other Band-MAIKO music video for Secret My Lips was recorded in Tokyo and not in Kyoto. Again, as someone from Europe, I always tend to associate, when I read or watch videos or stuff like that, I also associate Tokyo with the modern side of things and Kyoto as the traditional capital of Japan. But yeah, I'd be very interested in understanding a bit more, as I always say, about the culture and everything. So if you have knowledge about that, please let me know down in the comments, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in, and there is also another video that's coming your way today, I think, especially if you're watching the premiere right now for this video. There is let's say the reaction to the other Band-MAID related April Fool's project, which was pretty interesting as well. I've already recorded the reaction for that, and I will publish that either later on today. So if you're watching this on the day of the premiere, it's the 5th of April, the 4th of April, sorry, or the 5th of April. So either today or tomorrow it will come your way if you want to see a bit more of Miku in a brand new genre. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate your time. Thanks for spending, again, some time off your day just to listen to some music with me and hear me talking about music. Hope you found that interesting. And I'll see you extremely soon, even sooner than usual, with the next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye.